Let's solve this equation by factoring and by using the zero product property. This one is a quadratic equation. So when we want to solve by factoring method, we should find two numbers such that their product is negative 33. This one is product, and then their sum is negative 8. So let's try out a few numbers. Let's suppose we take 11 and 3, and when we product these two we should get negative 33. So I can put negative to one of them. Let's say this one is negative 11, and then this one is positive 3, and the product of this will be negative 33. And then we have to check if their sum is negative 8. That is negative 11 plus 3, and this equals negative 8. So these two numbers satisfy the product as well as the sum, and therefore we can write this quadratic equation as a product of two linear terms. That is x minus the one of the factor is 11 times x plus the other factor, which is 3, and this equals 0. Now we apply the zero product property. That is, if product of two terms equals 0, then either of the term is 0. That is, a equal to 0 or b equals 0. This is the zero product property which we are going to use. So we can consider this as a and this as b. So here we have x minus 11 times x plus 3 equals 0. So either x minus 11 equals 0 or x plus 3 equals 0. And solving this, we add 11 to both sides. So we get x equals 11 or x equals negative 3. And thus we found the values of x, which is the solution to this equation. There are two values, that is 11 and negative 3. Let's do part B. Here we have the quadratic equation x squared plus 3x minus 18 equals 0. So first let's write this in factor form. So we see that product of two numbers is negative 18, and the sum is 3. So we should look out for two numbers that the product is negative 18. So we can try off with 6 and 3. Since we should have a negative 18, I can put this as negative 18, and let's check this one is negative 18. But when I take its sum I get negative 3, but I should have positive 3. So I'm just going to change this negative sign, and I'm going to put this negative sign to uh, 3 instead of positive 6, so that we get positive 3 when we do the sum. This one is negative 3. And so this one still satisfies. 6 times negative 3 is negative 18, and 6 plus negative 3 is positive 3. So therefore the two numbers are 6 and negative 3. That means we can write this in factor form as x plus the factors are 6 and negative 3. So we put x plus 6 times x minus the next two factor, which is 3, and this equals 0. So now using the zero product property, we set two equation, that is x plus 6 equal to 0 or x minus 3 equals 0. We subtract 6 from both sides to solve for x. So here x equal to negative 6, and here we add 3 to both sides to solve for x. So here x equal to 3. So these are the two values of x which satisfies this equation, that is x equal to negative 6 and x equals 3. Let's do part C. Here we have the quadratic equation 2x squared plus 12x plus 16 equals 0. We see that we have a common factor of 2 in each of the terms. So we can first write this equation in a simplified form by factoring out 2. So when we factor 2, we get x squared plus this 12x has to be divided by 2 since we are factoring out 2, and this gives 6x. So therefore this middle term will be 6x, and the last term is 16. We should divide by 2 since we factor 2, so this gives 8. So we put 8 here, and this equals 0. Now we can divide by 2 by for both sides. So here we divide by 2, and here also divide by 2. This gives 1 times of this quadratic expression. So I write x squared plus 6x plus 8, and this equals 0 by any number is 0. So this is the simplified form of the same quadratic equation. And this means now we can solve for x by factoring method. So once again, the product of the two numbers is 8, and here the sum is 4. I'm sorry, 6. So we should look out for two numbers such that the product is 8. So let's try with 4 and 2. 4 times 2 is 8, as well as 4 plus 2. This equals 6. So these two numbers satisfies the product as well as the sum, which means we can rewrite this in factor form as the pro- uh, product of the factors in x plus 4, or we can also put x plus 2. It doesn't matter, we change the order. So here I put x plus 4, that is one factor, times x plus 2, which is another factor. This equals 0. So now we use the zero product property, which is either x plus 4 equals 0 or x plus 2 equals 0. Solving this, we get x equals negative 4. We subtract 4 from both sides, and solving this, we get x equals negative 2. We subtract 2 from both sides. And so these are the two values of x, or the solution of the quadratic equation. Let's solve this equation. Here we have x squared plus 10x plus 21 equals 4x plus 12. So we have some expression on the left side and another expression on the right side. To solve for x, we can put this expression in a simple form by doing some rewriting. We have to transpose all the expressions on the right side to the left side. We do this by subtracting this 4x as well as this 12. So I subtract 4x as well as this 12 on both sides. And so we get this side, we have x squared. 10x minus 4x is 6x, and 21 minus 12, this equals positive 9. And on this side, 4x minus 4x is 0, and 12 minus 12 is 0. So here we get x squared plus 6x plus 9 equals 0. So this is the equation, or the equation which we have simplified. Let me write this, that is x squared plus 6x plus 9, and this equals 0. This is a simplified quadratic equation of the given equation. Now this can be written in factor form. So here this one is the product. So the product of two numbers is 9, and the sum is 6. So its only possibility is only 3 times 3 is 9. So we consider these numbers, and 3 plus 3 equals 6. Therefore, the two numbers are 3 and 3. That means the same number. So this can be written in factor form as x plus 3 times x plus 3, and this equals 0. Now let's apply the zero product property. So here it will be x plus 3 equals 0, or this one, x plus 3 equals 0. Solving this, we get x equals negative 3. We subtract 3 from both sides, and here as well we get x equals negative 3. So though we have two solutions, but they are both same. So the only solution to this equation is x equals negative 3. Let's do part B. Here we have the equation x squared minus x plus 20 equals 20x plus 24. So we have the quadratic expression on the left side and a linear expression on the right side. Let's put this to simple form. So I'm going to, I should have a 0 on the right side, which means I subtract 2x and 24 from both sides. So I write 2x and negative 24. We subtract this on both sides, and this side also negative 26 and negative 24. And here we have x squared negative x, negative 2x is negative 3x, and 20 negative 24 is negative 4, and this equals this one is 0, and this is also 0, so we put 0, and therefore we get the equation x squared minus 3x minus 4 equal 0. So this is the simple quadratic equation of the given equation. Now here we see that the product is negative 4, and then the sum is negative 3. So we should look out for two numbers whose product is negative 4 and the sum is negative 3. Let's try with 4 and 1. The product of this one is 4, but we should have negative 4. So let's suppose if I make this as negative 4 times 1, this equals negative 4. Now let me check if the sum gives negative 3. And so here I get negative 4 plus 1 equals negative 3. So these two numbers, that is negative 4 and 1, satisfy the product and the sum. Therefore, we can rewrite this quadratic equation in factor form as x minus the one of the factor, that is negative 4, and then x plus the other factor, that is positive 1. This equals 0. Now we can apply the zero product property. So we have two equations, x minus 4 equal to 0 or x plus 1 equals 0. Solving this, we get x equals 4 when we add a 4 to both sides, and solving this, we get x equals negative 1. So the two values of x which satisfy the given equation is x equal to 4 and x equals negative 1. These are the solutions of the given equation.